All right, guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about what is inside of my FPV backpack. Now, I've heard a lot of you people in the comments asking me to go through my backpack and talk a little bit about what's inside. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. This is part of a series that I have called FPV Journal. This is just kind of a little bit more of a raw, organic, no editing, that kind of video. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, get yourself a cup of coffee, whatever, make yourself comfortable, because we're just going to go through what we have inside of this bag right here. Now, keep in mind, I am very new to FPV, so there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that you guys are thinking to yourself, oh, you should have that inside of your bag, or oh, you have that in your bag right now and you don't have this in your bag. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below some of the stuff that you guys have in your bag that I definitely do not have in my bag, because I would love to learn a little bit more about what I should have in here and what you guys have out there as well. But with that said, we will go right into what's inside of this bag. I also have a couple things over here on the side that we will talk about a little bit later, so make sure to stick around for that. But for now, we'll dive right into the backpack. So what we have in here is, all right, so I forgot that I had this right here. I have a little bit of dog doo-doo bag in here. We will get to that a little bit later. It's a funny story behind that, actually. But in the meantime, we'll go through everything else that we have in the bag. So with that said, first things first, we'll go straight to, let's go to goggles. So I am rocking the DJI Goggles 3. This is compatible with all of the DJI products, all the way up to the 04 air units, the 04 Lite. You can also run the 03 on there. I've never used anything other than those two things, but I will say that these goggles right here are absolutely incredible. The view that you get out of these things are amazing. It's very easy to use these things as well. There's a little joystick that you have up here on the top that lets you navigate the menus, super easy. And all in all, I just love this thing. You even have the little knobs on the bottom to kind of adjust your vision as well. There's a little micro SD slot inside of here, so you can record everything in case you're in like a particular bind or something like that where you crash and you have no idea where you went. It's good to be able to pull that thing out, review the footage, get an idea of where you're at. So that's really cool. The next thing I will go to is, I guess we'll go to the drone. So this is actually the first drone I ever bought. And if you go to my video that says first 30 days of FPV, you'll find out a funny story about why. But this is the DJI Avata 2, and this thing is just an amazing drone. I love this thing. This thing is so versatile. You can do freestyle with it. You can do cinematic. You can do all different types of cool things with this thing. But the thing that I really love most about it, and also, to be honest with you, one of the things that I don't like about this, is the amount of safety features that it has, and as well as the reliability of this. Now, the reason why I love it is because if I want to be in a situation where I feel like I have to be really safe, or I feel a little bit like it's kind of sketchy what I'm doing or whatever it may be, then I can always count on it. I can always count on this thing not having any like issues with like running into walls, or, well, actually you can never count that out, but there are a lot of like sensors and stuff like that that'll stop you from doing that. It'll call those things out. It also lands by itself as well, and it takes off by itself, which that's kind of one of the things I don't like. The reason why I don't like this drone is because it teaches you as a beginner really bad habits. So that's one of the things that I really don't like about this thing. But if you know what you're doing already, this thing is just an absolutely incredible drone to get your hands on. DJI Avata 2, love this thing. The next thing that I have is the part of the Fly More bundle. With that, you get 3 batteries, and this is also a fast charging kit as well. This fast charger has an ability to not only be able to charge, to power up obviously the DJI Avata 2, but it also gives you the option to, if for whatever reason one of these batteries is a little bit lower than the other, these are all full right now, so it's hard to tell, you're able to actually use the juice from the other batteries and charge one battery up to be able to have it all at one, instead of having to just use 20% of one 30% of another, 70 of another, it'll all add up to 100% on one battery. So that's a really cool feature. Moving on to the next thing we have in here is the DJI Controller 3, I believe that's what this one is. And this one is proprietary to the DJI Avata. So if you have the DJI Avata 2, you can only use the DJI controller for the DJI Avata. So that kind of sucks. It does give you the kind of like shape of a controller, like a gaming pad, if that's what you're into. It's really dope for that. But I will say this, in general, though it's cool, it works, whatever, I don't like this setup, to be honest with you. It's cool for like if you've never done it before. It's really good for people who are entry into this, like myself. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been doing this for a long time. I definitely haven't. But after using an actual radio controller and feeling out how that feels, this just kind of isn't really the vibe. However, whenever I need to pull out the DJI Avata 2, this is what I'm pulling out as well. So really cool to have this as well. And also another thing about the DJI Avata 2 is that the DJI Avata 2 does not come with this. This is actually a separate piece. It comes with the little, I can't remember what it's called. Correct me in the comments what the little like joystick thing is called. It comes with that. So I'm super grateful that they made this because I did not want to use that. That just doesn't seem like it. I own it and I've never used it because it's not at all even close. Moving on, I also have the DJI Mavic 3 Pro as well. I have the DJI Mavic 3 for if I'm going to be using, if I'm going to be scouting a location before I start filming. Obviously, this is a fantastic drone to be getting just nice, cool, stable shots. I use that for that, obviously, as well. As a professional, whenever I want to be out shooting some, establishing shots or whatever I need to get shot for, whatever shoots we're trying to get some beautiful aerials for, I'm pulling this out every single time. FPV is not always what you use in production, so it's good to have this. Now, again, I love to use this for just scouting out a location or being able to go and like, if I have an idea for what I want to do with my FPV drone, I'll put this out, I'll scout it out, I'll check to see if there's any cool gaps and stuff like that. That way I'm not burning through my batteries that, as you guys know, you burn through batteries very quickly. So with the Mavic, you don't burn through those batteries. The batteries last a lot longer as well on the Mavic than any of the other ones. And it's just a great piece of tech to be able to, like I said, go out and scout and do whatever I need to do. Next up is, I guess we can talk about this. So speaking of, for the Mavic 3, we're going to use this controller as well. I do know that they make the controller that has the screen on it, which is awesome, but I'm rocking the one that you just connect your phone to. That's what I got in here. And then moving on to the big show, we have the Pavo Femto mini, I don't know if this is called a mini whoop, a tiny whoop. Yeah, I think it's called a tiny whoop. This is a really dope little 2S drone that fairly quiet for what it is. And in general, man, this thing just rips. I love this thing. If ever I want to just go out and just mess around and kind of be in the area that is heavily populated and not have to worry about people freaking out, I'm pulling this thing out. This thing is really cool. I want to say it weighs like 190 grams or something like that, even with a battery in it. I could be a little bit off on those numbers, but this thing is amazing. It has the the DJI 04 Lite unit inside of this thing. So it's not as good as the DJI 04 Pro, but it is really dope for what it is. You can still, put this in log so you can color. And in general, this thing is just a really, really cool drone. I love this thing. So we'll put that one back in and we'll move on to the next thing in here. So we have this right here. This is just a little case that I have. And inside of it, it has a slot for the camera that I'm using up here, the Insta360 Go 3S. And then it also has a couple little slots for some accessories that I'm using as well. This thing is actually really cool. So this is like a little necklace that you can put around your neck to be able to just magnetically snap it right to it. And it's great for POV shots and whatever it may be. I love the Insta360 Go 3S. Like I said, it's getting the shot right now that we're seeing pointing down. So next thing that is in here, we can go into the pockets. So in this pocket, we just kind of have a whole bunch of just random stuff that I've got throughout my journey with. So, you know, like some extra props for my Pavo Femto, a bunch of extra props actually, some extra screws, some extra little grommets as well, which those things come in extremely handy because though that little Pavo Femto is a great quadcopter for what it is very small. It is quite durable. However, there are components on it that aren't the most durable, like the grommets that hold the DJI O4 air unit together. Those are really small little, like tiny little rubber bands. So those things do start to break after a little while. But regardless, I have some extra ones because they do start to break after a while. I have some ND filters for the Insta360 Go 3S in here. And then I also have some Freewell ND filters for the DJI Avata, which I go through these things like crazy because anytime I crash, it for the most part will always pop out, and I don't always find them, which sucks. But there's also some certain situations where if I crash, I might break it. We have a whole bunch of 2S batteries in this pocket. So these 2S batteries are going to be for the Pavo Femto. These are mostly Tattoo 450 7.6 volt 2S batteries. So we got a bunch of those in here. And I think for the most part, that's kind of everything that we have up here. I guess while we're here, we will talk a little bit about what is inside of this bag right here, because this also lives inside of this drone backpack as well. And what this is carrying is, unfortunately, we did have a bit of a crash recently, and I did try to do a field repair. You can check out one of the more recent videos that I posted that talks a little bit about it. But this is the Cinelog 30 V3. Absolutely amazing drone. I love this quadcopter so much. Unfortunately, we've had to make a few repairs on this thing, and it has just seen better days. Absolutely better. Definitely seen some better days. What sucks really bad is that I have no idea why, but for some reason it's just not powering up anymore. So we're gonna have to try and figure that out. And when I was trying to put this thing back in, man, I don't know what happened, but for some reason this antenna just broke off of the DJI O4 air unit, one of the antennas right here. So I had to put that inside of a little bag here. And you know, at the time that this happened, I was with my cousin and he had some doggy bags inside of his truck. So we just used that to be able to kind of keep everything together. And obviously I should have kept it in there because it was a pain in the butt to put it in the first time. Wish me luck trying to get this back inside of this bag right now. Holy smokes. This is gonna be a little bit of a mission. Okay, it's actually going in a little bit easier. But we're gonna go ahead and toss all this stuff back inside this bag. And then when we get time and we get a little bit more knowledge on why this thing isn't powering up anymore, I smacked a tiny little tree branch. It flipped upside down, and for some reason, the power just doesn't work on it anymore. So who knows? We'll figure it out. But that is gonna be it for the inside of the camera backpack. We'll go ahead and go to the top and check to see out what we have here. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot what we have up here. We have some orange propellers that I've been wanting to actually swap out. This is for the DJI Avata 2. I've been wanting to swap those out. I haven't gotten around to it for a couple reasons. One is because, let me know in the comments, you guys, if you guys have ever heard of this company, Master Air Screw. Anybody in the comments ever used these before? I'm just not really 100% sure if it's gonna run the same way that it is with the stock propellers. I'm doing this based off of cosmetics alone. I can kind of care less if it does any better as far as performance is concerned, but I don't want it to be worse. So I haven't put them on yet, and that's a little bit of the reason why. So that's in here. I also have these that I have never put on. These are just little covers to put over top of your switches for what we have inside of this right here, which we'll get into in just a second. I haven't put anything on that as well. I have a little USB-C cable in here. I have a couple of them actually for a couple reasons. One for charging, that kind of stuff, connectivity obviously, but also it's really cool to be able to put on your goggles and then just connect this to the DJI Fly app, which is you can use on your phone or your iPad as well, so that other people can check it out. So I keep a couple of these. This is a little bag of a screw and a nut. I don't know really what that goes to, and then and a little Charizard patch. I am not really into Pokemon, but a good friend of mine, George Orozco of On Point Films, if you guys are not following him on YouTube, on Instagram and all that, feel free to go check him out. Amazing music video, sports director. Him and I both are very similar in what we do in our careers. Love that guy. Shout out to the homie George of On Point Films. We also have a little Radiomaster lanyard to be able to hook a radio to, and then we also have a few 4S batteries in here. So we got some 4S batteries up front. This is going to be for the Cinelog 30 V3. So that's everything out of the front, and then let's talk about what we have on the side. So I have like a crappy little tripod. This actually isn't even a tripod. This is well, I guess it's technically a tripod, but this is just a little light stand that has a quarter 20 screw on the top. I, for the most part, use it for my Canon PowerShot V1, which is what I'm filming on right now. And it comes in handy in most situations. Do I have anything else in this pocket? Nope, I don't. So that lives over here on the side. I use this outside of just a normal tripod because it fits perfectly right inside of here. So we got that in there. Let's see what we have in here. So I have like a little selfie stick that I can use for, which I've honestly never even used this, but I can put the Insta360 Go 3S on there. I can put the Canon PowerShot on there if I want to. So I have that. I have this thing, which is for, you know, defending myself if I need to. No, I'm just kidding. This is like a 10 or 12 foot like telescopic pole. I use this for like if I get a drone or anything like that stuck up in a tree, I can just pull this out, get it really long, and then just kind of like shake it so that I don't have to worry about climbing trees. This is a Wolfbox, like a little air blower, like almost like a electric air compressor. And this thing is awesome. This thing is, I use this for if I need to blow out dust or dirt or anything like that. Out of motors or anything, if I crash into some sand, into some dirt or anything like that. And just in general to be able to just kind of blow stuff off before I put it inside of my backpack. And then we also have one more compartment. Also, you guys, I've been using this backpack. This is the Think Tank backpack. I probably should have said this earlier. This is the, I think it's called like Streetwalker or something like that, backpack by Think Tank. And this thing has been with me for 7-8 years now. I bought this when I first started working with the Clippers, which was forever ago. And this thing started off as just a camera bag. Then it turned into like a mobile, like travel gaming backpack that I would throw my like Xbox Series S into and my fight stick and, you know, all my video game stuff if I were to travel and want to bring all that stuff on the road with me. And this thing has just been so versatile. And now it's my FPV bag, so I love this thing. I have a little side pocket that I use for, obviously you can use it for a laptop, that's what this is for, but I have a little kind of launch pad that I keep inside of here for if it's like dusty or dirty or something like that, I can launch from this thing. So that's a good thing to have as well. Let's move on to some of the stuff that we have over here on the side. So we have this right here that unfortunately does not fit inside of my backpack, though it does come with me everywhere my backpack goes. This is the Radiomaster Pocket. I'm sorry, not the Radiomaster Pocket. I do have a Radiomaster Pocket that I used to fit inside of here, but once I got the Radiomaster Boxer, which is this right here, and this is the Pyro Drone Edition Radiomaster Boxer, and this is just an absolutely beautiful radio right here. I love the blue and the orange. It kind of talks to you guys a little bit about why I wanted the orange propellers as well. And then I have the orange Cinelog 30. Just the orange accent is just amazing. The gimbals on here are fantastic. It has a little Pyro Drone logo on there as well. And this thing is just an absolute beauty. I just love this radio so much. So keep this with me everywhere I go. Clearly I need to tighten these up a little bit. So yeah, so I have this as well. Put that back. I don't want to say I wish it was a little bit smaller, but I just wish that I could fit this inside here because that would be nice. There has been a lot of times where I forgot my radio and I just grab my backpack and like, oh yeah, let's go out and have a great time, guys. And completely forget to bring my Radiomaster, so that's stupid. I also have this that I bring everywhere I go as well. I did show you guys earlier the, I think it's in this pocket, the Radiomaster lanyard. I keep this in here. I don't use this. I've never used this actually. But I keep this in here for emergencies in case I do something stupid like forget this at home, which I've done multiple times. But this is the, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's just like kind of a chest fanny pack, I guess. You put it right on your chest and it's good for just like holding on to stuff, keep it close by. So I'll put it on for you guys right now and I'll show you guys, I'll put a little video on screen on what's normally inside of here. There's a lot of stuff that I keep inside of here, but some of the things that I keep inside of here, I'm not gonna be able to show you right here because I'm using them, but it's my cameras. So my Canon PowerShot V1, which is a fantastic little camera for vlogging, for anything really. And then I also keep my Insta360 Go 3S in there as well. One thing I really like about Chest Piece is that I'm able to just take this DJI microphone and clip it right here. So that's really nice feature. There's also a little clip that I use from my Insta360 Go 3S accessories. This is an accessory that I use from my Insta360 Go 3S where I can literally just pull, actually here, let's just do it right now. I can pull this camera out and I can just pop it right into here. So it just goes right into here and now I'm doing kind of POV stuff. So it's great to have. I can also point this straight down. One thing I don't like about this thing is that if I get a little bit too touchy with it, I'll accidentally turn it off, which is what I did just now, but it's all good. So another thing I can do is I can just point it straight down, and then when I have my radio right here, I can get an angle which is pointing straight at my hands. So it's really good to have. And then also just in general, if I get into a situation where I feel like, you know, someone's running up on me, I have security coming up to me, I have somebody that's kind of acting a little foolish, I can just, you know, grab this out of here. I can pop it right on here just so that I have, you know, any particular evidence that I may need just in case. Because, you know, one thing that you learn when you're in the FPV space is that it's kind of similar to being like a skateboarder or even like a graffiti artist, to be completely honest with you, because there's a lot of people who don't understand this hobby and a lot of people just assume that you're doing something highly illegal. So people get pretty aggressive. Not everybody, and it doesn't happen all the time, but there are times where people get aggressive because they just don't understand. So I like to have this just in case. We'll go into this pocket right here. I don't know if this camera's picking that up, but inside of this pocket we have a little small rig light, which is great for if I need to light myself, which, to be completely honest with you, I probably should have lit myself a little bit on here. But if I need to light myself, I can do it here. This is also great because it has tons of different, you know, different little accent colors you can do as well. Great little piece of tech. Another thing that I have in here is this little tool that I probably should get more of. I don't really know what it's called, but I use it to be able to kind of pull through the little grommets inside of the camera stabilizer for the Cinelog 30 specifically. This is a great tool for that. So I have that in here. I also have, what else we got in here? I've got some tweezers. Got some tweezers right here. I've got a little tool for some screws, another tool for some screws, and this is just like a little poker that I use just to kind of, you know, you never know. So that's what's in there. And then, so that's everything for that in that pocket. And then inside of this pocket's pretty empty right now. But again, what I normally have inside of here is my my Canon PowerShot V1 when I'm not filming, and I keep that in here. And then I just try to keep a little extra space in here just in case I need to put something in there. But on my side pockets, I keep a couple of extra batteries for the Canon Power Shot as well. And then on this side pocket, I don't have anything. That's what I have inside of here. And in general, that is that's everything. And one thing I definitely forgot as I was packing up to tell you guys about is the reason why I got this particular satchel is because there is a little clip down there that you're able to hook up your radio to. So that's the main feature why I got this, and I didn't talk about it the first time I was recording this. So editor, myself, put that in right now. I'm a one-man crew in general, so I try to keep everything as compact and light as possible. Try to keep as much stuff as I can while at the same time not overwhelming myself with too much stuff, because when you have too much stuff, it's very easy to accidentally forget something, or you know, whatever it may be, lose something or break something, anything along those lines. So with that said, I have all my camera gear inside of here. I've got all my quadcopters, all my FPV stuff, all my tools. Let me know in the comments down below, you guys, if there's anything that you think that I'm missing out of here that I definitely should have in here. Yeah, much love to you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And much love to you guys. Stay safe out there, and we will talk to you guys very soon. Peace and love.